So in my quest to learn what is missing in our homes, I began a biblical study on the table. I just want to read you a few excerpts of verses very quickly to show you how things began lining up. Exodus 25:23, make a table. Put the bread of the presence on the table before me at all times. They made from pure gold the articles for the table, plates, cups, bowls, and pitchers. You shall eat at my table regularly. I continued researching verses, many of them. For the rest of his life, he ate regularly at the king's table. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Your wife will be like a fruitful vine in your house, and your children will be like olive shoots around your table. She has prepared her food. She has mixed her drink. She has also set her table. When evening came, Jesus was reclining at the table with his 12 disciples. Afterward, he appeared with the 11 themselves as they were reclining at the table. Just as my Father had granted me a kingdom, I will grant you that you may eat and drink with me at my table in the kingdom. Now, I have gone from Exodus through Revelation with just a few verses. There are hundreds of them in the Bible about the table, and I'd never heard a sermon on it. But I want us to think and talk about your experience in your home, because the home is the place that God created for the human heart to be formed. And I have discovered that the table is really the central part of where communication happens in a family. If we don't sit at a table 35 or 42 inches apart and talk eye to eye, face to face, what happens is we begin emotionally disconnecting. Then our conversation becomes conversations of information, orders, demands, commands, sometimes disagreements and arguments. And there is no positive environment created where we really interact with one another as an entire family. Edward Gibbons, who is a very great historian of all times, wrote The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire. He wrote this in the 1700s. But he cited that great civilizations, it's not the wars and the great battles that cause them to lose their power as a civilization, but it's the decay that happens from within that civilization. And he says that it begins happening through the undermining of the dignity and the sanctity of the home, which is the basis for human society. Do you realize that your home is the environment that God created to be where the human heart would be formed? So from within what happens in your home, it will make, through love and peace, conversation, affirmation, encouragement of one another, it causes the human heart to feel safe and secure, and that gives the foundation of character. All character is developed from the home. And did you know character is really important to be developed, and it comes before spirituality? So looking in our homes, what we want to realize is we have become so busy doing good things, going here, going there. We enroll our children in all kinds of opportunities, sports, music, special lessons, dance performances. All of this is extracurricular. We add church on top of that and all of the church activities, which are important. But what happens is it keeps us outside of the environment that really strengthens our relationships. And we can see now why we are weakening and eventually disintegrating. One of the greatest heartbreak stories I experienced this year was a family with 5 children. They had adopted some of the children, and some were their birth children. They were a great family, owned their own business. She was very involved in Bible studies and intercession. Good things, good people. and we got news that this family separated and divided, it is something that breaks my heart. Whatever you are involved in right now, I want to ask you to take an assessment and say, what decision can I make to change my calendar so we can spend more time at home? When you spend more time at home, as the scripture just said, she sets her table. She prepares her food, she mixes her wine, and she also sets her table. This isn't talking about a woman. She, in this text of Proverbs 9:2, means wisdom. It is wisdom for you to prepare and plan to have time at the table with your family. Stay tuned next week because I will continue to tell you why.